What's going on, guys, and welcome to the channel. If you guys have been following the channel, yes, we normally have lots of BMW content, but today we're going to dive deep into my Gen 1 Raptor. So this is my 2014 Gen 1 Raptor in beautiful ruby red, and I've only owned it maybe like a month now. It's my first truck, it's my first Ford, it's my first like giant monster vehicle I've ever owned. I had a Grand Cherokee WK 2005 on the channel a few years ago, which I actually really love. Perfect for Ohio winters, but we're stepping it up a few notches with the Gen 1 Raptor, and today's video is going to be an in-depth look into the Gen 1 Raptor. So it's going to be very detail-oriented, as you guys know, and I'm going to give you some sort of initial thoughts and impressions on my truck. All right, so really quick, I want to jump into a couple of the numbers on the truck. I have a printout of the original window sticker. I just want to highlight a few of the notable options here. Ruby Red 2014. The original total sticker was 55.3. What's special about this is it is the special edition, or it has the special edition package, which includes the seats, the color, and the OEM beadlock wheels, which are beautiful. It also has the 801A equipment package, which means it has heated and cooled seats in the front. It has, of course, a rear backup camera, has remote start, it has the Sony system. It does not have a sunroof. It does not have the front little camera. It does have the rear camera, and it does have navigation. Those are kind of the main things about my truck, and it also does not have the rear bed step, which is kind of interesting. But originally 55.3. It has 111,000 miles on it. I just bought it with 110, one owner, full records at the dealer. So that was really big for me as well. Really comforting knowing that it was a Florida truck, and also it's been undercoated. So there's a lot of value there. Okay, as I mentioned, a detailed overview of my 2014 Raptor. Of course, we've got the Raptor grille, and what I really love about the 13 and 14s is it has the projector headlights. Really looks much nicer. The front of the truck looks a little more updated, and also, of course, the lights do probably illuminate a little bit better on the road at night as well. I do have plans maybe to do like little pod lights there, or potentially a light bar here. I like bumpers, but I just haven't really seen any that really I think would look proper on this truck yet. So for now, I'm not gonna monkey around with the bumpers. One of the things that I don't like about this truck in particular is that these are a little yellowed. I've been thinking about re-clearing them, but I haven't really gotten into it. I might just buy new little pieces. I do not want to get smoked ones or aftermarket ones, because I did ask a few guys, and most people want to get aftermarket. I don't want to go aftermarket. The right side of the truck is the same as the left, but the only notable thing right now is this little shorty antenna, which I did a video on, and I will publish if I haven't already. On my trip from Florida to Ohio, the factory fishing pole version actually broke off in the wind, which is kind of weird. I didn't hit it on anything, it just broke off, so that's kind of weird. They did refinish the grill for me because Florida has love bugs, which is terrible. So the grill is significantly better than it was before, although there's still just faint pitting. They could have done maybe a little bit better of a job, but for now, it's pretty good. If you guys know me, I'm a big kind of detail-oriented person, and paint to me is very important. Paint on this truck is not as bad as I thought it would be. I did a 35-hour paint correction on this little car, so if that gives you any sort of indication on what is going to happen on this, that is definitely going to be in the works as well. We've got the nice factory, the fenders here. There's a couple little marks here, which isn't a huge deal. I know it's a truck and it gets used for more intense things, but that's fine. Maybe I'll have those repainted, maybe color match, but I don't mind the gray, sort of two-tone that the Raptors have. I do love the factory beadlocks. These are freaking amazing looking, especially for stock. And they are actual true beadlocks. If you are not a Raptor guy, they actually are beadlocks, which is really nice and kind of a cool factor. New tires, so that is a large expense that I don't have to worry about. And the brakes are newer as well, so that is really good. As you guys can see, the underside is really good. Maybe I'm not showing you very much, but It's been undercoated. It's very clean. And this truck has been really just driven on the highway. It seems like a lot. It has 111,000 miles now. One of the things that I did notice is like these painted caps. This is actually paint missing. There was bugs here, but you know, it's etched away at the paint, unfortunately. So I might get replacement caps that are painted, you know, get some new ruby red caps. And obviously the plastics will sort of be rejuvenated as well. I'm a big detail guy. If you guys are truck guys, I'm going to make this probably one of the nicest Raptors possible. Maybe not one of the nicest Gen 1s because it does have 100,000 miles, but I'm going to improve it as best as I can. They did do a disgusting Armor All when I bought it. I didn't really exclusively mention to them to not do anything to it. I just assumed it would kind of be messed up anyways. But I did do a wipe down on the interior, which is much nicer. So on this special edition package with the color, the ruby red, you get this brick red insert, which initially I wasn't really a huge fan of, but I wanted this whole package so bad that I was willing to accept these seats. And I actually like them. They are growing on me, and a lot of guys seem to love them. So they're in good shape for 100,000 miles. There's really no cracks or anything. I mean, this edge has like a little bit of wear, but you know, we're just kind of nitpicking there. So it's in really good shape. Nothing's like broken in the front or anything. I'll get up here. What's nice is the steering wheel stripe, this little red thing here, part of the Raptor package. All the Raptors have that because we think we're cool, and I guess it's functional off-road. I'll just show you real quick. 111,000 miles. It's good. Nice display. This is fine. Nothing really crazy. And I really like this interior. It is a little, you know, it's a 2014, so it's not like the most modern interior. Like compared to the second gen Raptor, this looks a little dated. You know, it has a 6-speed transmission instead of a 10. But like, I'm really not complaining. So it has like a analog feel. It's kind of like a very, very sporty truck without being like a Ford Lightning, I guess, if that makes any sense. These aux switches are factory. It's kind of a cool factor, although it looks a little cheap. Like they just kind of slapped it into the factory sort of console here. So I'm not complaining, but just sort of observing the factory switches, which I like. That'll definitely be nice to hook something up there. We got our 4-wheel drive system. The default is, of course, 2-wheel high, so the rear wheels will be driving the truck most of the time. My average is 13.9 miles per gallon, if you guys are wondering. I don't even drive the truck that hard. It's nice that this truck has so much room. Really, any pickup truck does, but you have our little stupid mask here for coronavirus, and a giant console, which I can actually fit my entire camera with the mic on in there. So that is definitely convenient. It has Bluetooth. It has all kind of the creature comforts and stuff like that. So it's really nice to be in here, and it's nice it has the front windows tinted already. It was a Florida truck, so that was a wise move on the previous owner. So that's it. It has the Sony system, as I mentioned, which is fine, but it's not going to blow your socks off, to be honest with you. Has the power folding mirrors, and let's go into the back really quick. What's nice is the back has an enormous amount of room. I've just folded these down for now just to see a little bit better out of the rear. And this rear glass actually has a button up front to slide, so it's kind of nice. You can control that from the front. What's nice is it comes with the Ford factory sort of you know, rubber floor mats. I don't really like rubber floor mats normally, but for this, you know, it's just one less thing to worry about in the Raptor. So back here, you know, hard plastics, there's really nothing impressive about it, but it's sort of a vehicle that you want to just get in and go and not like worry about, I guess, too much. And that's kind of, you know, the reason I bought something like this is I want to just jump in it. I want to go. If it's rainy, if it's snowy, if I want to pick something up from Home Depot that's big or whatever, it's just nice to have like a really cool vehicle that's really practical. Like it doesn't get more practical than this, besides, I guess, being so big kind of makes it not that practical in some instances. What's cool is it has these lights, which are required by like the DOT because it's so wide. It's 7 inches wider than a regular F-150, which if you just have to just think about that. Like even an F-150 is pretty big, pretty wide. So it's 7 inches wider. We got the Raptor logo here. Nothing really crazy. It's weird that this is chrome and the rest of the truck has no chrome. So there might be some sort of little sleeve I can put on this or a new part that I can replace this out for. I'll have to look into that, guys. Comment below. I will be getting a hydraulic piece so this doesn't slam down. All right, so we got the regular spray and bed liner, which I know you can't really see that well, but it is in good shape. It has been used, but it hasn't really been abused. It has this roll-in lock, which I actually really like. I didn't really originally want a bed cover. I just thought they always kind of looked weird. And I don't know, I just never really wanted one. I just never had a truck, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But this roll-in lock is actually very expensive. I just had to buy the replacement lock mechanism because they didn't have the key for it. So it does work, it does lock. I just had to get a new lock, which was like 30 bucks. So no problem there. The Raptors have this factory sort of bed liner, sort of, I guess, step. And it's really essential because of the big tires. They kick up all kinds of stuff. Like I've never driven this truck in rain. I've driven it through like a couple very, very small puddles, and the entire side already has like a lot of like kick up. So during the winter time, I might consider like a mud flap or something, kind of an OEM type of mud flap, which would kind of be cool. Now that I'm looking at the side, I would also maybe consider like a red reflector, or maybe a clear one, just because I don't really like the orange. Let's look under the hood really quick. I just love when you open the door for some reason. I just love that these lights just like stay on for like 30 seconds. I don't really know why, but it's just a cool factor. Okay, and I can open that with one hand, believe it or not. So this is the 6.2 V8, huge engine. It is massive. It's about 400 horsepower, which might sound like a lot, but this truck is 5,800 pounds. I believe it's about 5,800, which is insanely heavy. So it's by far heavier than almost every normal person's vehicle. So it's a lot of mass to stop, and a lot of people complain about the brakes, but I have newer brakes. They're really not that bad unless you're really, really stomping on them, which just leave a little more room. So what's weird is the way that this opens. The grill kind of goes up with it. It looks kind of weird. So when you open up the hood, it looks kind of ugly. Like there's a lot of space here. It's kind of awkward. Yeah, clean engine bay, no mud, no signs of flexing or weird aftermarket changes or anything like that. I just did fuse 27, by the way, so I'm sure people might comment. That's one of the things to do. And I also need to do oil change and 16 spark plugs, because believe it or not, this engine takes 16 spark plugs. All right, so let's close this bad boy up. That's about it. And yeah, it closes kind of weird. I know it's kind of odd the way that it closes. All right guys, sorry for being all sweaty. I literally just did fuse 27 and I started to sweat my butt off in here. I had the garage door open, but I did close it just so there's not as much noise. So anyways, that is my 2014 Ford Raptor. Comment below if you want to see anything specific on the truck. I just love sharing, especially this truck, because it seems like there's really not that much Gen 1 Raptor content on YouTube. So it's cool. Like I always remember like consuming tons of content before I bought this truck. And it wasn't really nearly as much out there as I thought there would be. And the stuff that's out there I didn't think was that helpful. If you are looking for a truck that's like cool, reliable, and I guess will drive for like many, many miles, I think the Gen 1 Raptor is really good. I know like 35 grand for like a 6-year-old 100,000 mile truck sounds like a lot, because like a regular F-150 is probably like half that maybe. So I know it's like kind of a tough sell, but if you look at depreciation, so this truck started at 55 grand and I bought it for 35 with 100,000 miles on it. And most of trucks that are like this spec are between 35 and 40 grand, maybe like 33 if you get like a really good deal. But it seems like most of them are mid 30s, and I feel like I paid like a pretty good price for it. If I had to sell it, I probably wouldn't lose like a ton of money on it. And really the only money you're gonna lose is as you put miles on it. And I know that these engines are very reliable. I feel like I've always wanted like a ruby red with like the bead lock. So it's just something that like, it's just a preference thing. Black is just not something I can deal with. I know a lot of you guys probably have black Raptors. They're very popular, but I just can't do like a black truck. And I had a black car that I actually traded pretty much for this. And it was just a mental stress, just too much for me. So anyways, we're gonna get this ruby red really polished up. We're gonna get some maintenance done on it. We're gonna do some mods on it. So don't forget about that. And yeah, so stay tuned for more Raptor content to come, and questions below, Instagram below. See you guys next time.